have so many fond memories of my father. So many fond memories. He could do anything. I grew up around softball fields where my father played for Lake Monroe Inn, and I just loved watching my father play third base, because third base is the hot corner. You only get two kinds of shots on third base, the little dribbles or a fireball coming at you that you think it's just going to take you out. And my dad loved the hot corner. That tells you a little bit about him. He rode horses. We had horses growing up, and he could do anything. He could work on cars. He could build things. Everything I'm not good at today, my father was good at. And so he was my hero in a sense. But fathers are more than heroes. They teach us integrity. I'm so grateful for my father's integrity. I remember one day we were driving back. We were cramped in this little car, and in the back seat, my sisters and I were there, and my father stopped to make a phone call. And he didn't come back for the longest time. And if you grew up in Central Florida during the summer, how hot it was in the cars, and the air conditioners didn't work that great back then. And so we were grumpy, we were, where's Dad? We were complaining. And have you ever been in the back seat of a car with three little kids and the little brat brothers in the middle and the two sisters are beside you? Do you understand the problems that caused for my mother at the time? And my dad's delaying coming back, and it's one, and I had a disposition that my sisters, they could get mad at me, but they would not ignore me, which translated to aggravation. And I became very skilled at it. But I remember the disruption, and it took the longest time for my father to get back to the car. And when he got back to the car, we were complaining, what took you so long? And I'll never forget it. He told us the story of he put the quarter in. Now, this generation, you don't even know what a phone booth looks like. You don't know what a phone booth, when you have to put the quarter in and it's got a cord to, you don't know. This is like, prehistoric times to most of you who are listening. But he put the quarter in, and when the number, when somebody didn't pick up on the other side, the phone booth would give you a return of your quarter. Well, the money started coming out. And when he said, yeah, quarters started coming out. And he didn't know how to explain it. And I'm thinking, yes, see, we grew up kind of poor. We grew up in a trailer in the woods, lots of property, but we were poor by most people's standards. And yet, I'm thinking, oh, good, this means ice cream. This means a Snickers bar. I mean, we might get a Coca-Cola. I mean, this is amazing. This is great, Dad. We hit the jackpot. And I'll never forget. He goes, oh, no. I called the operator and told her what happened. And she said, well, I guess it's your lucky day. And I said, well, I guess it is our lucky day. And I'm looking at my sisters. We're like, yeah. And my father said, oh, no, those aren't my quarters. And the reason why it took me so long is I put every one of them back in. And you know what? At the time, I was like, Dad, what are you thinking? But you know what? The more I reflected on that over the years, that the integrity, when no one's looking, you do the right thing. You know, fathers are constantly teaching us that. Don't underestimate the value of just doing the right thing in front of your kids. It's a lesson that touched me. It's impacted me to this day, that if you find a $20 bill on the ground, do you ask people around if it's theirs? When they overcharge you, do you let them know? I mean, they undercharge you, do you let them know? These are the kind of things that God smiles at when no one's looking. And when I do them today, I can kind of wink at my boys and my wife and kind of go, Grandpa would have done this.